4500 BC, people in southern Mesopotamia started settling and farming the swampy lands. 3500 BC, the oldest civilization in history began in Ur. They invented potter's wheel as their first invention, and they used it to shape jugs, plates, and bowls. 3200 BC, the villages of Egypt were under the rule of two separate kingdoms. These two kingdoms were Upper and Lower Egypt, until Narmer ruled Egypt, so he united Upper and Lower Egypt. 3000 BC, the Bronze Age started. The Sumerians invented a system of writing called cuneiform. They built many cities, like Babylon and Akkad. 2500 BC, many dynasties started taking rule of the Sumerian cities. New cities arose on the Fertile Crescent and cultural diffusion was developed at that time. A Harappan civilization emerged in the Indus. 2350 BC, a conqueror named Sargon took control of both northern and southern Mesopotamia. The First World's Empire, Akkadian Empire, is established. 2000 BC, First Chinese dynasty Xu established. 1700 BC, one of the biggest dynasties in China is established, the Shang dynasty. 1640 to 1570 BC, a group of Asiatic invaders called Hyksos invaded Egypt until King Ahmose exterminated them. 1500 to 1200 BC, the Hebrews were enslaved in Egypt, until Prophet Moses revived them to Sinai. 850 to 650 BC, the Assyrians developed warlike personalities. They established an empire from the Tigris River to Egypt. The Assyrian Empire reached its peak, included almost all of the old centers of civilization and power in southwestern. 600 BC, the Persians created a religion called Zoroastrianism, and they created the Royal Road. 550 BC, Cyrus the Great became the ruler of Persia. 359 BC, Philip II became king of Macedonia. 336 BC, Philip stabbed to death by a former guardsman, and Alexander became king of Macedonia. 323 BC, Alexander and his army had reached Babylon. But unfortunately, at the age of 32 Alexander died. 150 BC, the Hellenistic world declined, a new established place called Rome. 133 and 121 BC, Tiberius and Gaius met violent death by senators. 58 to 50 BC, a leader named Julius Caesar led a massive power that successfully won all of Gaul. 45 BC, Pax Romana was established, which brought peace. 5 BC, Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, was born. At the age of 30, Jesus started his public ministry. The main source of information about his teachings are the Gospels, the first 4 books of the New Testament of the Bible. AD 29, Jesus visited Jerusalem. Enthusiastic crowds greeted him as the Messiah, or King, the one whom the Bible and the Quran had said would come to rescue the Jews. But the Jews didn't greet him as the Messiah. From AD 70 to the late 3rd century, the Romans stormed Jerusalem and destroyed the temple complex, and there were millions of Christians in the Roman Empire and beyond. AD 313, Constantine announced an end to the persecution of Christians. After that, he moved to solidify further the teachings of Christianity. AD 570, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. AD 610, Muhammad began receiving the divine revelations of Islam. In 762 AD, Abbasids came to power. 936 AD,
Otto I or the Great, crowned as a king, who later became the first ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. July 15, 1099. The Crusades conquered the city of Jerusalem. 1187 AD, Saladin captured the city of Jerusalem from the Crusaders. 1192 AD, Saladin and Richard the Lion-Hearted signed a peace treaty. 1275 AD, Marco Polo reached the court of Kublai Khan in China. 1402 AD, Timur the Lame defeated the Ottomans at the Battle of Ankara, which led that the expansions of the Ottomans stopped for a long time. 1419 AD, Prince Henry founded the first navigation school in Portugal. 1453 AD, Mehmed II conquered Constantinople, which became Istanbul. 1514 AD, Selim I conquered many parts of the Middle East like Mecca, Medina, and Egypt. 1555 AD, Charles V signed a treaty with the Protestants called Peace of Augsburg, which confirmed that everyone chooses his own religion. 1558 AD, Elizabeth I became the ruler of England.